After being granted a court injunction restricting strikers at its Davenport Works plant, Deere & Company now seeking a temporary injunction against United Auto Workers striking in Ankeny, essentially limiting the number of strikers at that factory as well. Deere claims those on the picket lines are creating an unsafe environment and claims picketers are intimidating workers and blocking cars from entering the property. The injunction request came yesterday when Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack visited the strikers outside the Des Moines Works plant. Now, that injunction, made by a Scott County judge, brought strike supporters to the county courthouse tonight. They say it's unfair that picketers are now limited to 4 per gate. Also, the order eliminates burn barrels, food piles, or even chairs. That injunction does not impact other locations where Deere workers are striking, like in Moline, East Moline, and Milan, where News 8's Shelby Kluver continues our coverage out on the picket line right now. Shelby?
You can see a large group of picketers behind me. I know it's dark, but they've also got all sorts of things with them. They've got burn barrels, piles of food, wood, even tents. And all of that is now no longer allowed out at Davenport Works, which is really frustrating a lot of people. And it's why tonight's community rally was about sending a message to Deere, to the Iowa court system, but also to the union members that this community stands with them.
When workers' rights are under attack, what do?
Most of this crowd are not union members, but they came out on Thursday night to show their support for those on strike.
How do we feel as the community about John Deere?
Community members frustrated with Deere's injunction limiting picketers at Davenport Works.
They're cold, they have no burn barrels, they can't sit down.
It seemed like a manipulative thing.
Pastor Jay Wolin from the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the Quad Cities. He looks at union workers as neighbors and loved ones.
We want to make sure that they are treated fairly, that they can earn a living to support their family.
Most of the night centered on strength in numbers and solidarity.
I saw more power on that picket line by regular old working people than I have ever had being on city council.
But the fallout from the injunction hit closer to home for some, like Vicky Aguilar.
When you're on strike, your families are on strike.
Aguilar's husband and 2 sons work at Deere's parts distribution center in Milan. She says the strike has not been easy.
My sleep's been a little bit hard because the what ifs, but we're union strong.
Union strong, a motto these community members are hoping to emulate in Deere's own hometown.
Our community has always been a supporter of Deere. And for the Deere to turn their backs on the everyday workers, that's completely wrong.
A message she hopes will make a difference.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong.
Now, one of the main worries about this injunction is it is getting cold out here. Lows tonight are expected to reach all the way down to the low 40s. And without burn barrels out at the Davenport Works location, it could get pretty brutal. At tonight's rally, one Deere employee told me it's really hard to hear Deere talk about safety protocols in the workplace and then actively make it unsafe to be out on the picket lines. Jim?
All right, Shelby Kluver reporting live from the picket line for us. Union members have said if you want to help support workers on the line, you can bring non-perishable foods, toiletries, hand warmers to the local union halls.